Hello, it's Bob here in the Dean's office in the College of Engineering at the University of South Florida on day 34 of Operation Engineering. How are you doing? And I hope this message finds you and your loved ones healthy and safe. We got 2 more days of the project in this format. I've been getting some feedback and some good ideas on how we might continue moving forward. I think as the nation begins to think about returning to some sense of normalcy, it makes good sense to reimagine our time together and see if we can't create a new pathway where we can continue to support each other and learn about each other and work together, in the ways that we have and the ways that we will continue to do. So remember, if you've got some ideas, please send them in. We have some new hometowns today. We have someone from Akron, Ohio. We have Tampa, Florida. And then we have one from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. So we have almost 1,300 views of the virtual hometown map. So take a look at it and please send in your hometown so we can add it and further populate the map. So over the last 7 weeks, we've discussed lots of things: art, and music, and poetry, our pets, and over the course of the time, I've shared a few things with you in terms of my love of music, my love of art, and my love of the outdoors. And so in the message today, I shared a few more photos that I thought you might find interesting. And so the first one, I mentioned a lot of the places that we camped. Linda and I took the boys camping, Guadalupe Mountains, Davy Crockett National Park, and so on. My love of camping in the outdoors really started quite a long time ago. And so I shared a photo of myself and my father, circa 1973. We were camping in the Gila National Forest. At the time, I think we called it the Gila Wilderness. But I thought this one would be appropriate, given all of our efforts to take care of our parents. And my father is in San Antonio, and he's doing okay, but we've got him well protected and well cared for. So I thought you'd enjoy that photo. Now, my love of music started at a very early age. I've shared with you that my dad was a musician. And so I showed you a photo of me in high school, circa 1973 again, with a leather jacket that said Bad Company on it. So I shared a photo today in the message of a Bad Company concert some years later. And I took that photo from with my smartphone. So this was, maybe 12 years ago, 15 years ago. But indeed, I was backstage at that concert and got to hang out with the band. In fact, I've been very lucky in my lifetime to be able to say that I've met and chatted with quite a few artists. Van Wilkes, who was my guitar teacher in Austin, is in the Texas Guitar Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He did a lot of work. I saw him a long time ago when he was the warm-up for Heart. Remember the band Heart? But I've also met Bad Company on multiple occasions, mostly Paul Rogers, although I met Boz Burrell, the bass guitarist, a couple of times as well. I met Mick Fleetwood, Eric Burdon of the Animals, Alvin Lee of 10 Years After, Chris Slade, drummer, one of the many drummers of AC/DC. And for those of you old enough to remember a band called Smith, they were back in the late 60s, early 70s. And I went to see them when I was a kid in Key West, and actually got backstage and got to hang out with the band for quite a while. I've seen a lot of Texas bands and musicians too, Darden Smith, Shake Russell, and a whole host of others. So I've been very fortunate in my life in that sense. And on the question of art, so I've always loved visiting art museums. I told you a little bit about Paul Klee Museum in Bern, Switzerland. So I showed a few shots of me at looking at some pieces of art. And I'm wondering if you want to take a look at them and tell me if you recognize those pieces. They're very recognizable, actually. So remember, if you know a hero, tomorrow's the last day you can submit your nominations. I encourage you to do that. Submit them to Janet Gillis, and we'll get those turned in. So, as usual, I want to thank you for all you do for the college, all you do for students and their success, and all you do for each other as we wind our way through this COVID-19 crisis. Remember to stay safe, be well, and we'll talk again soon.